Hello everyone, Dario here. I decided I was going to start a new series in which I go a little bit more into depth into some of the transcriptions I've done in the past and maybe come up with three basic ideas or phrases, licks or whatever you want to call them, that we could kind of extrapolate from the whole transcription and that you could make use of basically immediately. It's nice that you guys can go through the whole transcription, but I think it's also nice to, narrow down or zero in on certain phrases and certain patterns that you can, again, use in your music. So this time it's going to be I'll See You in My Dreams, the famous Bireli solo. Of course, you can access the whole entire transcription, but as of now, we're going to just look at three of the main phrases that I think you can make best use of. And here they are. So here's the first one. The first one goes through, or starts exactly at the last part of the B section. That goes through A half diminished, D7, A7, D minor. And it goes through a very similar phrase from Django's phrase in minor blues. So here it is. So right here, the first part. And that is all A half diminished, basically, or C minor. Then here it goes into that D7, which is really here a very classic phrase that Django would use, starting from that F sharp, and that Bireli obviously picks up here. So and then here it goes into that A7, classic basic arpeggio. So right here, after this A7, basically it goes into, then it basically Bireli follows that exact pattern of chords, which leads into that C. So it starts on B flat, B, C, then goes to F, and then F7 to turn around back to the beginning, right? So nice, the use of open strings, notice, which is a classic thing that Django also used to use a lot. And then this major arpeggio pattern. Up with the F, which actually lands on B, which is the tritone of F, right? So because that last chord is F7, leading back to B flat, the last note of the whole phrase is a B, which is that tritone. So it's a nice touch on the basically altered F, right? So, of course, refer to the transcription, but that will be the first idea to take away from I'll See You in My Dreams. The second idea from I'll See You in My Dreams is, I would say, a pattern that you can use on B flats, and that Bireli uses often, where he uses an open string and then the rest of an arpeggio to kind of give it, and to kind of give it a looping feel. So it's right here on that B flat major triad. Starts out with an open D, which of course is the third of B flat. So it's obviously part of that B flat major chord, right? You could actually also add the minor if you wanted to, but this is a good it's a good sort of idea you can use when you've kind of developed a bit of a solo and you're wanting to build some additional tension with something that is kind of hypnotic and sort of carries you in a towards the end of a solo or towards the climax of a solo, right? And so on B flat again, you can use that D open and hold it for as long as you have to on the major, and you can, if you want to, extend it on the minor. Bireli goes away from it in his solo. You can check, but it's a nice little idea that can also buy you some time. Sometimes you can use a riff or a lick to kind of settle other ideas or lead into other ideas, right? So that's for idea number 2. The last idea that I think is cool is a major to minor phrase, which is very typical in this tune, of course, at the beginning, because of course we have that B flat major going to that B flat minor, and here it is. So you have a downstroke, another one. So you're going to use this phrase, and the chord here, the chord you're going to outline here is that B flat major 7 right here at the 13th fret. The minor. So here we go, and again the major. And so you have a downstroke again, down, up, down, down, slide, right? So that slide is kind of buying you time so that then you can downstroke again on the 4th finger here on that F. And you have this little hammer-on pull-off. And then the minor starts with a bend. And then same kind of pattern. And then here you're playing that classic minor 6. Over this kind of arpeggio, which Django used a lot and Bireli also uses a lot, where it's 2 notes per string. So there you have a nice little idea to use over a major minor pattern. You can obviously use this in any key as well. I hope you find that useful. Don't hesitate if you have any questions at any time. Obviously there's the PDFs of the transcriptions of these 3 ideas as well as the whole one, if that's what you're more interested in. But let me know if you have any comments or any thoughts about these 3 ideas that we can kind of extrapolate from the whole entire solo, and hopefully you find value in it. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more and more of these kind of videos where I explain in more into detail the transcriptions made so far, and also the new ones that I'll come up with. Happy music to all. Peace.